Hey, what's up guys? My name's Jessica and I'm a full service escort from Brisbane, Australia. I'm also the host of the Latex Files podcast and I create content on TikTok and Instagram. Today I'm going to come to you guys with a quick story time about the first time I got kicked out of a hotel. Okay, so I'm saying the first time because yes, it did happen a second time in a different city. Okay, so on this occasion I was working out of a motel in Dubbo, New South Wales. I had worked out of this hotel previously and I hadn't had any issues at all. So the previous time that I'd worked out of this motel, like I was fairly high volume, but I've never had an issue in like a hotel, motel, or where I live at all. Like I've never had anyone sort of cause a ruckus. I've never had anyone sort of turn up really inebriated or like on substances or anything like that. Like my clientele is very like business minded or just regular blue collar workers. A lot of them are like married or in relationships as well. They just don't want drama. Like my clients do not want trouble. I don't take substances, I don't drink heavily or anything like that. I have no substance abuse issues. I'm not a loud person, very quiet. I just keep to myself. So all of these things should like describe to you, you know, I don't keep late hours. I don't have clients staying like say past midnight or something. All of these things should tell you that I'm just a quiet little mouse, particularly when I'm on tour. I don't want to draw any attention to myself. So the first time that I'd worked out of this motel, I hadn't had any issues at all, and I was fairly high volume. So where I would work, so when I would work in Dubbo, it was usual for me to get say 4 or 5 clients per day. And again, these clients are just in and out, they're not hanging around, they're just in their vehicle, their SUV or their truck or whatever, and then going off to go back to the farm or go back home to their wife, like whatever the case may be, whatever they were doing. So it was just the woman that I'd dealt with on the desk on the first occasion. I wouldn't have been surprised if she knew what I was doing, because obviously, you know, I look quite glamorous. I've always got my makeup on, my hair done, whatever. But again, I would just keep in my room kind of to myself unless I wanted to go out and grab something to eat, or I would take my laundry. That's why I found this place quite handy, because there was a laundromat like almost like right next door. So I could just duck over and throw some like towels and my sheets in the washing machine and like wash and dry them if I, you know, needed or refresh, because obviously, you know, you don't want to draw a whole lot of attention. I bring spare towels and I bring sheet set with me on tour, because I don't want to be asking for all those things, because automatically it's an inconvenience for the hotel or motel, wherever you're staying, and also it's kind of drawing attention to yourself. So all of this to say is the first time went no incident. So, and it was convenient for me, the location. So I thought, well, you know what? And it was not like right in the middle of town too, which is handy because, and there was parking sort of around the back, which is handy because again, a lot of these clients, they don't want their vehicle to be seen. Maybe they have friends around the area or wives or girlfriends and they don't want their car to be spied. So yeah, all of this to say, no problem. So I thought, well, I'll just book that one again because it was a good price and everything, and I had a decent enough time last time. And yeah, the lady on the front desk, the owner or manager or whatever, didn't bother me. I didn't bother her. So then I've booked the second time I've come, and I think on this particular day, I think it might have been the second day that I was there. So the previous day, it hadn't been as busy, but I think I'd seen like 3 people. So it wasn't super high volume, again, keeping to myself. But actually a couple of doors down, there was like I was on the upper floor, and there was this family of like bogan, like trash, almost like junkies or something. They were like, the kids are like running up and down, causing a whole lot of noise, and just the swearing, like bah, 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 like the top of their lungs, like going in and out, like slamming doors and everything. And I don't know, like maybe it was attributed to me or something, but like I was actually getting a bit like, like freaked out about, oh my goodness, like, you know, it's daytime now, I'm gonna have clients come and whatever. Like it was actually a problem for me. Like the status of like clientele at this motel was shit. Like I was actually bringing the class of the place up, put it that way. So I was easily doing that. So there was a lot of like swearing, slamming. They're just screaming at their kids like, you fucking get in here. Like it was awful. Okay. And so this was like sort of persisting, just daytime, right? Just sort of persisting. So I think I'd seen one client in the morning, no issue. And then I had my second client turn up just for a half an hour booking. He's gone, just come on in normal. He's like some kind of like tradie type dude. Maybe he was about like late 20s or 30 or something. He's in the shower and then I get a knock on the door and I'm like, you're kidding. So I've opened the door and this time there's the woman there, and when I checked in as well, the husband was there, and I actually had to go down the day before. That's right. I had to go down the day before and like sort of ask for something or whatever. And he was behind the desk and just like staring at me. He was on the phone and he was staring at me like, I don't want to say more about the attitude, like about the type of people they were, but if I gave you some indicators, you'd be like, oh wow, I'm not sort of surprised. Like he was clearly pressed at my existence, right? So I didn't get a good vibe from him at all, like immediately. And so I was just like, just grabbed what I needed and like pissed off and thought, okay, well, he seems like horrible. I'm just gonna even more kind of like keep to myself. But anyway, these two are like standing there and like staring at me like, you can't do this here. Like, we know you've got, you know, people coming and stuff. You're not allowed to do this here and whatever. And I was like, well, yes, I can. Oh no, at the start I was like, what? And they're like, oh, we can see guys coming and going from your room. And I'm like, so what? Like, what are you looking at? Why are you staring at, like, on the camera? Oh, she was saying, oh, on the cameras we can see guys coming and going. And I'm like, so what? I was like, I've stayed here before. Like, there's no, like, so what? I'm not even, at this point, I was like, not even really trying to hide what I was doing. And they were just like arguing with me, like, you've got to leave right now. And like, they were standing at the door, like, you know, there's no point me objecting. So I really just said to them, look, I can't get my stuff together. And like, obviously there's a guy like in the shower. The poor guy is probably like half thinking like, what the heck is going on out there? And I was like, well, I can't get my stuff together and go in like 10 minutes. And I was like, you can't actually kick me out because like the laws as they are in New South Wales at that time, you can't discriminate and kick someone out of hotel accommodation just because they do SW. Like that's what the laws were. It's decriminalized, right? So you're entitled to do it, right? They can't kick you out for that. So I was like, well, you can't actually, as a matter of fact, kick me out for this. And I was like, you've got almost like bogan junkies just down here making all this noise and everything. If anything, I was like kind of arguing a little bit with them at this point. I was like, if anything, the clientele you're getting here is like riffraff shit. Like I'm actually bringing up the like status of your motel, your shitty little motel, right? But anyway, they just like, they weren't going to relent. And I was like, okay, even if I stay here, I'm going to be so uncomfortable. Like you know, if I fight the fight, they'll probably like ring the police and the police will just probably tell me like, well, it's easier just to leave and not to fight it, even if I am kind of in the right. So I was like, fuck it. And I was like, well, I can't get out of here in like 10 minutes, right? So like be reasonable. It's like they were going to stand there and watch me pack up. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. And so they were like, okay, well, you need to go in an hour. We'll give you an hour. And I was like, okay, fine. And like, I just slammed the door shut. I was like, anything else? Like, I've just like had it with them at this point. And it's super uncomfortable, to be honest. Like, it's super annoying and uncomfortable when that happens. But yeah, I just like slammed the door on them. And then my client was like, yeah, still kind of in the shower. And I just like walked in. He was like kind of finishing up at that point, having a shower. And I was like, you'll never guess what happened. I just got kicked out. So like, they know what I'm doing, da, da, da. I just got kicked out, but you know, let's finish this. So yeah, I finished his booking and everything. He was fine. And we just kind of like had a bit of a laugh about it. So I made money from him. I was a bit like, okay, well now what the fuck do I do? So after he was done, again, it was a half-hour booking. I think he was probably done in like within like 20 minutes, and he just thought it was hilarious. He thought I was like gold and was just like, best of luck and like, you'll be fine, whatever. Because I was really kind of like, oh my gosh, like put out by that point. So grabbed all my stuff, packed up everything, just walked past them. They just like glaring at me again, like acting like they're super better than me. And it's just like this like ugly ass couple, like really fugly sort of people. And it's like, well, you're just bitter. Like you're just fucking bitter, babe. Like imagine caring so much what other people do like that, you know, with their lives. They just, and the guy is more the guy, definitely like super bitter and jealous, because the last time like I didn't see the man there at all. Must be the husband or whatever who's not getting any, so he just wants to like impose his law on everyone else because he's not getting any. But the woman last time, like she was fine, right? So it would have been him, like grumpy bumpkin, like staring at the CCTV the whole time, getting really angry that like someone else is getting laid but he can't afford it. So anyway, so I ended up just grabbing my stuff, like walking out of there, going to the laundromat, and then I had a little bit of time, and then more clients were like wanting bookings out of me, everything. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go to another motel in Dubbo that I've stayed at before that I haven't been disturbed at all as well. So I ended up going there eventually, like checked in, was able to easily sort of check in, got a room that was like way away from reception, like there's no reception there, which I should have just done in the beginning anyway, like just stayed at that place because I'd always done well there. And then I ended up getting heaps of bookings that day. I think I got like 5 bookings or something. I made heaps of money that day, and it was just a hilarious like story. I think I had 3 more bookings that day because I'd done the one in the morning and then the second one where he got caught out with me, and then the 3 to finish off. It was something like that at the end of the night. And they were fantastic guys. We definitely had like a bit of a laugh. There was one out call, I remember going to this. Oh, that's right. And this was such a weird, I was just like kind of balls to the wall then. I didn't really care what was happening. I was just so jittery about it all in a way. Like I just was so, because it's a very confronting thing when you're antagonized. Like they were sort of standing at the door kind of attacking me for my job sort of thing. So, and like hating me, like when someone hates you so viscerally, you can just see it in their face that they wish they could like knife you. They just like hate your guts, your entire existence. And then the inconvenience of like having to move around and texting potential clients who were like waiting for bookings with me and everything. It was just a nightmare. So I ended up I'd been texting a little bit a client during the day who was going to book me later on. And he was like, okay, well, I'll come around, because he wanted an out call. I'll come around and like pick you up in my truck. And this huge, because he's like, I can't stop anywhere. Like it's just going to have to be like, you're going to have to be there, like ready sort of thing. I can't stop. Sure enough, and I would never usually do this, but I got a good vibe from this guy. He sent me a photo and like, he was very candid about sort of exactly who he was and everything. And I think just because I'd had such a rattling day, I was like, honestly, what else worse can happen? So this big hulking truck sort of like comes down this street, like giant truck that I've never sat in anything so big and huge. I had to like literally climb up it. Guys who are truckers, if you are watching this, you just think I'm an idiot. Like, it's a truck, mate. But I haven't experienced it before. So I'm like climbing up this big thing, sitting there, like sitting near him. And then we go to his motel, whatever, get the job done. It was all good. And then I had someone else wanting a booking with me. And I was like, oh, I won't be able to get back in time for that time that he wanted me. I was like, do you want to like pick me up from this place? I'm going to be at an out call. Do you want to pick me up from this place? And then that might work actually, because then I'm with you, right? And he was like, okay, sweet. So I had a shower like at the out call and freshened up and took everything with me so I could like freshen up. And then I've just, walked out, and the guy's come around in his vehicle, in his car, and driven me back to my in-call. And then we're able to like have a booking there. So it all worked out really well in the end. And because, I was getting lifts and things, it was quite easy for me to get around. And I made really, really good money that day. Like I forget exactly what it was, but it was definitely at the time, like one of my highest earning days that I'd had doing SW. So, I hope that was interesting. I hope that story time was a little bit interesting for you. I still, viscerally sort of remember how awful it was and just how well the client took it that I was with. And I just couldn't believe he wasn't, like, he was a little bit rattled, but we just got into it, and I just put his mind at ease as best as I could, and we had a laugh about it, and he was able to get the job done like very easily. So yeah, he did really well. And I think I saw him again one other time after that, like another time that I'd come back to Dubbo as well. So yeah, I did. So he was not put off. So I do hope you've enjoyed this story time. Again, if you'd like to listen to more sort of full service related quips and stories and things, please have a look for my podcast, The Latex Files. If you can like and subscribe, that makes a whole lot of difference. And if you have enjoyed this story, please consider clicking my buy me a coffee and shouting me a coffee. Thanks so much, guys.